All right, let's head on back to England now because Chelsea are set to make another young addition to their squad. Ajax's 19-year-old defender, Jerel Hato, will be making the move from Stamford Bridge to Stamford Bridge for around 40 million euros. Now, he's expected to sign a 7-year contract with the Blues. All right, we've got Jan and we've got Gab back with us. Gab, let me come to you because I know you're very close to Chelsea in those parts in London. How do you see him fitting into this squad now? Because I think the last thing a lot of people were wondering is if Chelsea could actually sign any more players.
Again, from the boring PSR financial sustainability angle, obviously deals like the João Felix deal, and they help. And I still think that they're pretty confident they can move others out. I don't necessarily know that Chelsea view it like that. They want to accumulate young talent and kind of see where it fits in later on. Is he somebody that they definitely needed in the here and now? Probably not.
Jan, is he one for the future to be a squad player now, or do you see him getting a start anytime soon?
I think he will get games because there are a lot of games during a season. But I think that the philosophy of Chelsea, they want the hottest prospects. And this is one of the hottest prospects. We talked about Šeško in the age of 22 has played a lot of games. This guy is 19. He's played for a couple of seasons. He's an international. I mean, it's the right player to get. And the philosophy of Chelsea, if the right player is available, we have a chance to get him, give him at least a 7-year deal. And as Gab is saying, Chelsea are very confident that they can get players out. They have a way of selling to the Saudis anyway. So that is a bank guarantee for them. And I was discussing with someone on X about Chelsea. And then a guy just posted me and he said, Jan, we are the best team in the world for the next 4 years.
Oh,
so
Jan had to get that in.
Yeah. So when the best team in the world want a young player, they should get him.
They should get him indeed. They are world champions. Jan reminds us every single show, and here we are winding up all the Chelsea fans as well. What do you think of this, Stevie?
I'm trying to figure out from the player's point of view. The fact that he's played a lot of games is great. But to go and play a lot of games and then all of a sudden make a move and then you don't play, that's not easy for a 19-year-old. Gab's saying he's mature. Well, he might be mature on the field, but to go to London and then to be sitting on your backside and not playing, because if you're not playing, you're not going to get any better. If he's one for the future, you've got to play games. Now, you can say, all right, he can play in the League Cup, he can play in the FA Cup, but if you're Jerel Hato, you want to be playing week in and week out and then fulfill the potential you have sooner rather than later. So, great move for Chelsea. Guy's a great player right now. But is it going to stifle his maturity? One thing that will do that is sitting on your backside.
All right, well, let me show you this graphic because one thing's for sure, Chelsea are not short of attacking options, especially forwards and midfielders. So, Gab, let me come to you in this one because we see Xavi Simons there. Are you surprised by Chelsea's interest in him?
Again, I think he fits into that mold of players who can, who are versatile and who are young and who are very promising. Does it make sense in the sense, can I give him minutes straight away, depending how you want to use Xavi Simons? We have him, I think he's more of an attacking midfielder, more of a 10 possibly, than as a winger. And, you have Cole Palmer, and then we've seen Cole Palmer play wide. We've seen Enzo play in that position. We saw how Pedro can play at a 10. And, of course, Kendry Páez is on his way too. So no, I think they look at this and they say, all right, is there value in the player? If we have to pay 60 million for him, but we think he's a 75 million, 80 million guy, let's pull the trigger and then we'll figure out later. As long as you're good at moving players out at the right price, you can get away with that. For me personally, what I would say about Simons is, obviously you're talking about a guy, he was at Paris Saint-Germain, he was at Leipzig, he's a full-on Dutch international. I think he's the kind of player that if he moves, he's going to expect to start. And I think he's going to be careful about where he goes to. I don't think he would want to be a squad player. He doesn't see himself necessarily as that kind of player. So I am a little bit surprised. I personally think if Simons comes, this would suggest to me that another big or biggish player might be moving on the way out, and he would have a pathway, into the first team where he could compete regularly for football. Because this is not a guy that's where Jerel Hato is, where they can tell him, sit behind Cucurella for a couple years and play in the League Cup. This is a guy who's played Champions League football. He's a full-on Dutch international. This is a big star who's coming in.
Yeah, and you heard Gab. This is a full-on Dutch international. He is a big star. If he makes the move to Chelsea, he's not there to be a squad player. He's going to expect starts. How good is he?
He wouldn't play in my starting 11 at Chelsea. I couldn't see him right now if I put up, of all the players you put in there, all the flexible kind of choices you have to pick of that roster that you showed us, I wouldn't put him straight into the team.
I'm with Jan on this. I think Xavi Simons is a good player, but not one that I'm mindful that I'm talking about the world champions here, that takes them onto another level. Good addition, but I'm not sure that he's the impact player that certainly priced, I would suggest.
Right then, Chelsea faithful. Let's cut straight to the heart of what's got everyone buzzing around West London this week. Two names have been dominating the headlines: Jerel Hato and Xavi Simons. And if these deals come off, we could be looking at the building blocks of something truly special under Enzo Maresca. Breaking news from July 30th, 2025. The Hato deal is absolutely done. Fabrizio Romano's dropped the "here we go" bomb, confirming Chelsea have agreed a fee in excess of $40 million with Ajax. The 19-year-old Dutch defender is already booking his medical and travel arrangements to complete this move. What's brilliant is that Hato only wanted Chelsea this summer. Despite interest from clubs across Europe, he made it crystal clear that Stamford Bridge was his destination of choice. The lad even asked to be left out of Ajax's Como Cup final on Sunday, reportedly worried about picking up an injury that might scupper his Chelsea move. That's the kind of commitment you want to see from a potential signing. Before we dive deeper into why these signings could transform our fortunes, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell. We're bringing you all the exclusive Chelsea content you won't find anywhere else. And trust me, with the transfer window heating up like this, you don't want to miss a single update. What makes Hato such an attractive proposition isn't just his age or potential, it's his versatility. The Dutch international can slot in seamlessly at left back, giving Marc Cucurella some proper competition, or operate as a centre back alongside the likes of Levi Colwill. Under Maresca's system, that flexibility is absolutely crucial. The gaffer wants defenders who can help build play from the back, and Hato fits that bill perfectly. He's already racked up over 100 appearances for Ajax. Mental numbers for someone who's still a teenager. The financial side makes sense too. Chelsea are using Arsenal's $38.5 million deal for Jurrien Timber as a benchmark. And at around $44 million, Hato represents excellent value in today's market. Compare that to what clubs are paying for established defenders, and you're looking at a potential bargain for someone who could anchor our defense for the next decade. Now, let's talk Xavi Simons. And this is where things get interesting but remain unresolved. While reports suggest Chelsea have agreed personal terms with the RB Leipzig star, the deal isn't over the line yet. The 22-year-old 22-year-old Dutchman is still weighing his options, with Bayern Munich continuing to circle and now Inter Milan reportedly entering the race. However, all signs point to the Premier League being his preferred destination, which puts Chelsea in pole position. Simons brings something we've been crying out for: genuine creativity in the final third. Well, last season, he managed 8 goals and 11 assists in the Bundesliga, playing in a Leipzig side that, let's be honest, wasn't exactly setting the world alight. Imagine what he could do surrounded by the quality we've got at Stamford Bridge. His ability to play as a number 10, drift wide, or even tuck in centrally gives Maresca tactical options we simply don't have right now. The timing couldn't be better either. With Joao Felix seemingly on his way to Al Nassr for around $44 million, and Christopher Nkunku's future still up in the air despite his brilliant Club World Cup performances, Simons could fill that creative void perfectly. The difference is, unlike Felix, Simons actually wants to be here. And that mentality matters more than people realize. What's particularly clever about Chelsea's approach is how these signings complement our recent business. We've already brought in Liam Delap, Joao Pedro, and Jamie Gittins to bolster our attacking options. Adding Simons to that mix creates a genuinely frightening prospect for opposing defenses. The versatility across the front line would give Maresca endless possibilities to rotate and adapt our system based on the opposition. From a tactical perspective, both players fit Maresca's philosophy like gloves. The Italian wants ball-playing defenders who can step into midfield when needed. Hato's already shown he can do that at Ajax. Similarly, Simon's ability to drift between positions and create overloads in different areas of the pitch is exactly what we need to break down those stubborn low blocks we struggled against last season. Let's not forget the broader picture here. Chelsea finished 4th last season and secured Champions League football for the first time since 2022-23. We won the Conference League and the Club World Cup under Maresca's guidance in his first season. These weren't flukes. They were signs of a manager who knows how to get the best out of his players. Adding 2 Dutch internationals who are hungry to prove themselves at the highest level could be the catalyst for a genuine title challenge. The financial strategy makes perfect sense too. Rather than splashing $100 million on one marquee signing who might or might not work out, Chelsea are spreading the risk across multiple targets who all have the potential to become world-class players. Hato's estimated transfer value sits around $46 million, so we're not overpaying. Simons is available for under $70 million. Again, reasonable money for a player of his caliber. What's got me most excited is the mentality these lads are showing. Hato pushing for his move despite having a contract until 2028 shows ambition. Simons choosing Chelsea over Bayern Munich and Barcelona demonstrates he believes in the project we're building. These aren't mercenaries looking for a payday. They're young, hungry footballers who see Stamford Bridge as the place to fulfill their potential. The impact on our squad depth could be transformational. Last season, we struggled when key players picked up injuries or needed a rest. With European football back on the menu, having quality options in every position becomes essential. Hato gives us cover across the backline, while Simons provides the creativity to unlock tight games when our first-choice attackers are having an off day. Looking ahead to the new season, imagine a Chelsea side that can field Hato bombing forward from left back, Simons pulling the strings in the final third, and our existing stars like Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Nicholas Jackson all firing on all cylinders. That's a team capable of competing with anyone in the Premier League and making serious noise in the Champions League. The Dutch connection shouldn't be overlooked either. Having players who understand each other's games from international duty creates instant chemistry. We've seen how effective that can be with other successful sides, and adding 2 more Dutch internationals to our ranks could have ripple effects throughout the squad. So there you have it, Blues fans. Hato is confirmed and will be announced very soon, while Simons remains tantalizingly close but not quite over the line. If Chelsea can secure both signings, we're looking at transformational additions that address real weaknesses in our squad while adding the kind of quality and mentality that wins trophies. Even with just Hato confirmed, this represents smart business for where we want to be heading under Maresca's leadership.